Have you ever felt an itch that seemed a little too stubborn, a little too determined to stick around no matter how much you try to soothe it? Most people shrug off these tiny irritations, chalking them up to dry air, an old sweater, or just part of getting older. But what if that single itchy spot wasn't random at all? What if it was your body's way of whispering a quiet warning long before anything serious showed up on a test or scan? After 60, the signals your body sends can become more subtle. They don't always shout. Sometimes they murmur. But those murmurs can be powerful, especially when they appear in places where itching isn't supposed to linger. Today, we're diving into 3 specific itchy spots that doctors take seriously, especially in older adults. These are spots that often get ignored but can hint at deeper issues involving circulation, nerve function, or even liver well-being. By the time you finish this video, you'll know exactly which itches deserve attention, why they show up where they do, and what simple steps you can take to stay ahead of your health. And trust me, some of what you learn today might completely change the way you think about a harmless itch. The lower legs. When an itch reveals circulation trouble, it usually starts small. A little itch near the shin, maybe a tingle around the ankles. You reach for lotion, maybe even switch soaps. But the itch stays, night after night, week after week. And the strange part? It's always the same place. Many people laugh it off as aging skin, and sometimes, sure it is. But other times, that itch is coming from an entirely different issue, one that has nothing to do with dryness at all. The lower legs are the furthest point from your heart, which means they're also the first place to show signs when your blood flow isn't as strong as it used to be. As we get older, our circulation naturally slows down a little. Arteries stiffen, veins work harder to fight gravity. The entire system becomes a bit more strained. And when the skin on your lower leg stops getting enough oxygen and nutrients, it reacts. The skin dries out faster. The nerves become more sensitive. Tiny blood vessels struggle to deliver what the tissue needs. That is often where the itch begins, not on the surface, but underneath, where your circulation is working overtime just to keep up. And here's something many people don't realize. Persistent lower leg itching can be an early sign of restricted blood flow. Sometimes, it's linked with a condition that doctors watch closely, one involving narrowed vessels that force the heart to work harder than it should. It doesn't mean something alarming is happening, but it does mean your body is trying to get your attention. Take Arthur, for example. He's 73, active, the kind of man who still takes walks around his neighborhood every morning. When he first noticed his shins itching, he shrugged it off. He tried moisturizers, switched detergents, everything. Nothing helped. It wasn't until he mentioned it to his doctor, almost casually, that deeper tests revealed his circulation was slowing down more than expected. It wasn't a crisis. It wasn't dramatic. But it was a chance, a quiet window where his body was giving him early clues. By adjusting his daily routine, walking just a little more, drinking a bit more water, and adding healthier foods, he improved his circulation before anything serious developed. And the itch? It began to fade once the underlying issue was addressed. Here's a simple way to check your legs at home. Press your finger into your shin for a few seconds, and then release. If the indentation stays for longer than expected, that's your body telling you the area may be holding fluid or lacking optimal blood flow. It's not a diagnosis, it's a sign to pay closer attention. Because the truth is, your lower legs can reveal far more about your health than most people ever realize. But not every itch comes from circulation. Some itches travel deeper, beyond the skin, past the surface, into the quiet pathways of your nervous system. And that leads us to the second location, the upper back. When an itch comes from the nerves, there's a certain kind of itch that people describe as maddening. Not painful, not sharp, but persistent, like a mosquito bite that's buried beneath the skin where you can't reach it. It often shows up around the shoulder blades, right in the center of your upper back. And no matter how hard you scratch, the relief is always temporary. This itch is different. And the reason is because it doesn't actually start in the skin at all. As we age, the discs between the vertebrae in our spine naturally compress and lose moisture. This is part of normal aging, but it can sometimes lead to the narrowing of the pathways where nerves exit the spine. When that happens, those nerves can become irritated, not enough to cause sharp pain, but enough to send strange signals to the brain. And one of those signals can feel exactly like an itch that won't quit. This is why lotions, creams, and even back scratchers rarely help. You're treating the surface, but the message is coming from deeper within. In medical terms, this kind of sensation is associated with nerve irritation in the upper spine. In everyday terms, it's simply your spine asking for a little more attention. Consider Robert, a 68-year-old who noticed a persistent itch under his right shoulder blade. At first, he assumed it was dry skin, but he soon realized something peculiar. There was no rash, no redness, nothing visible at all, just an itch that made him feel like something wasn't quite right. When he finally visited his doctor, imaging revealed a nerve in his upper spine was being compressed. Not dangerously, but enough to send those strange sensations across his back. With targeted stretches, posture adjustments, and physical therapy, the itch lessened. Over time, it nearly disappeared. That's the interesting thing about nerve-related itching. It can appear in places where there's no skin issue whatsoever. It can feel tingly, numb, hot, cool, or itchy all at once. And if you press gently into the spot and feel a deeper sensation rather than a surface-level itch, that's often a clue it may be nerve-based. It doesn't mean anything ominous. It simply means your spine may need a bit more care, from gentle strengthening exercises to posture improvements to a conversation with your physician. But the next itchy spot is different still. This one doesn't come from circulation. It doesn't come from nerves. It comes from an organ you can't see, but one that influences nearly everything in your body. The palms, when an itch may be linked with liver stress. Of all the itchy spots people tend to ignore, the palms might be the most mysterious. When people feel itchiness here, they often chalk it up to hand washing, cleaning products, or something they touched. But what surprises many is that persistent itching in the palms, especially itching that's worse at night, can sometimes appear when the liver is under strain. Your liver is one of the hardest working organs in your body. It filters toxins, processes nutrients, and produces the bile that helps you digest fats. When the liver becomes stressed or sluggish, tiny compounds that are normally processed efficiently can build up in the bloodstream. Among them are bile-related particles that can irritate the nerve endings in your skin. And the palms, rich in nerve fibers, can be one of the first places to react. This type of itch doesn't respond well to creams or lotions because the source isn't external. It's internal, and it's often accompanied by subtle clues. Feeling tired more often, noticing changes in digestion, or seeing mild yellowish tones in the skin or eyes. Not always, but sometimes enough to pay attention. Frank, a 72-year-old man, had never experienced itchy palms before. When it began happening randomly in the evenings, he thought maybe he had developed a sensitivity to a new soap. But when the itching persisted even after switching products, he decided it was time for a checkup. Blood tests showed his liver enzymes were higher than normal, a sign his liver was working harder than it should. The good news? Through gradual changes, less processed food, more leafy greens, better hydration, he supported his liver and watched the itching gradually decline. His follow-up tests confirmed improvement. The itch wasn't just a nuisance. It was an early alert. There's a simple check you can try at home. Press your thumb firmly into your palm, hold for a moment, and release. If the area stays red longer than expected or feels more sensitive than usual, it may be worth paying closer attention. It's not a diagnosis, just an early clue. Because your palms, surprisingly, can reveal much more about your internal health than most people ever imagine. Why these spots matter more after 60. The older we get, the the more subtle the body's signals become. Instead of sharp pain or sudden symptoms, issues often show up through gentler shifts, slower circulation, tired nerves, overstressed organs. These small itches, tingles, and sensations are like breadcrumbs. Individually, they don't say much, but together, they paint a clearer picture. Your lower legs can reveal how well your blood is moving. Your upper back can hint at how your spine is holding up. Your palms can reflect how your liver is managing its workload. The earlier you notice patterns, the sooner you can take action. And early action is what protects mobility, energy, and long-term independence. Safe, simple steps to respond. You don't need drastic changes to support your health. A few mindful habits go a long way. Notice when the itching happens, morning or night, after walking, after eating. Look for patterns. Is it always one spot? Does it worsen in certain positions? Pay attention to what doesn't help. When lotions don't fix the itch, it's often a clue the surface isn't the issue. Don't ignore recurring sensations, especially after 60. Early conversations with a doctor make a big difference. You're not looking for reasons to worry. You're looking for reasons to stay ahead. And staying ahead is how you protect the life you love. The body always whispers before it speaks. Think back to Arthur with his lower leg itching, Robert with his upper back irritation, and Frank with his restless palms. 3 different men, 3 different itches, and 3 very different underlying causes. Yet they all shared one thing. Each itch was a message, quiet but important. Your body is constantly speaking to you, not through dramatic alarms, but through soft nudges. A strange tingle, a stubborn itch, a sensation you can't quite explain. These aren't inconveniences. They're clues. So I want to ask you a question, not a big one, just a sincere one. What is one small commitment you can make for your health starting today? Maybe you'll pay closer attention to the sensations in your legs. Maybe you'll bring up that upper back itch during your next checkup. Maybe you'll try the palm test tonight. Whatever your commitment is, share it below. You never know who you might inspire. If you found real value in this video, if something clicked for you, please give it a gentle thumbs up. It truly helps. And if you want more videos that reveal the subtle ways your body communicates, make sure to hit subscribe. You won't want to miss what's coming next. And finally, think of someone in your life who would benefit from this knowledge. A friend, a neighbor, a relative. Send this to them. It could be exactly what they need to protect their health. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Stay healthy, stay attentive, stay empowered, and I'll see you in the next 6. Deo.